Well, thanks for stopping by, finding my channel, or perhaps you're a subscriber. If you're not, please do. Appreciate that. I wanted to talk a little bit today about what's often referred to as doing the work, quotes, doing the work. And that expression has always a bit bothered me because who wants to work? Not that I don't like to work, but work has this whole negative, often very negative connotation. So the reason I bring this up today is when I got into what's called the personal development space, when I became aware of it and really wanted to develop myself as not just a human being, but as Mary Ellen, who am I? Like, why am I here? What's my purpose? All those things. That was maybe 15 or 20 years ago. And I would buy the books. I would read the books. Oftentimes in the books, there were, if you want to call them exercises, there were questions to be explored within yourself and answered, and I would just blow by them. I'd read the question, but I actually wouldn't really answer it. I said, okay, and I just read the book, and then read another book. Not that that information wasn't valuable. Watch a video, take a course, all those kinds of things. But in 2017, I took a personal development course. It was a mini version of Lifebook. It was on Mindvalley. John and Missy Butcher, phenomenal. They're fantastic. Anyway, so I signed up for this course. It's online. Basically, it's 30 days of pre-recorded videos. You do them, each day at a time. You can't move on to the next one till you do the previous one. And then there were certain questions at the end. And each video was 20 minutes-ish, right? I set my alarm. I was usually up by 5 anyway, but I made sure I was awake with my tea, all prepared with my journal, my pen. I made a commitment to myself for 6 a.m. You could do it at any time, but that was how I wanted to do it. And so for 1 month, I was ready for my lesson at 6 a.m. I'd watch the video. I would write down the questions. And this time, I took the time to invest in myself and actually think about the question. What does this mean to me, whatever the particular subject was? And I still have that journal. And and that's when things shifted for me. When I invested in myself, and I'm not talking about money. The course cost a little bit of money, whatever that was. I invested in myself. I thought about the question. If I couldn't answer that question right away, I would go through my day. And often for me, when I am in, probably for you too, when you're in a place of non-resistance is when these ideas and these answers and these things come to you. When you're trying really, really hard, there's too much going on. So anyway, it would often come to me on a walk, in the shower. I do a lot of yoga, perhaps, sometimes in the middle of practice, I'm like, oh, I got it. I want to write it down. And if I was in a class, I would just wait till the end of class and go do that. Now, if I come up with the answer to something and, we all have our phones, I'll just text myself and then write it down later. Whatever works for you. Obviously, you don't want to do that when you're driving and all those kinds of things. That's when a shift really started to happen to me because I realized things about myself that had changed. There were things that I used to like or love when I was, 15, 20, 30, that I was like, I don't like that so much anymore. And that's okay, right? That's growth, that's evolution. And, life pivots in different directions. The point of what I'm sharing this video for is, if you're in this space and if you're watching this video, you're in this space or you're dipping your toe or you're interested, take the time to answer the questions, whether they're from my book, whether they're from somebody else's book, or maybe they're just burning questions that you need answers to from within yourself, right? Take the time. And I'm not talking you got to take off work for 3 days. 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And if you sit down and nothing comes to you, it's okay. It will. I guarantee it. It will come, and it will be later, sometimes at inappropriate times, and then you just figure it out and you write it down. But please, please invest in yourself. Get to know yourself. In yoga, that's called svadhyaya. That's Sanskrit for literally, self-study. Get to know yourself. And I hope you enjoyed this. And please, I asked earlier if you would subscribe, like it, and I made a commitment to myself. I made this commitment last year and I kind of fell off a little bit, to make 2 videos a week. So I've got it in my calendar and I'm going to do it. So I'll see you in the next video.